What's up, Assassination? It is your host with the roast, Burlees. Nah, I'm playing. It's your host, Carissa. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what potentially the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game will be. But before we get started, don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you can be notified the next time I post a video. But yes, the host part inside of my intro is a direct reference to Burlees. He's one of my idols, but that's not what you came here for. Now, it has been reported by discussing films that a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game is in the works. The game is supposedly supposed to be based around the last Ronin comic. If you don't know what it's about, it's basically about Mikey being the last one to survive out of his brothers, and Splinter is now seeking revenge against those who killed his family. I've never read the comic myself, but the storyline is so interesting that I always wanted like a project for it outside the comics. I always wanted like a movie for it, but seeing that it's going to be a game based around it is even better. The game is going to be a AAA RPG that's going to be similar to God of War. I'm someone who never really got into the God of War series, and the only one I actually did play was the first one, and I barely played that one. But since it's the Turtles, I'm actually pretty hyped. Now, I'm someone who actually wants like an Arkham style game for the Turtles. I don't know, me personally, when it comes to a Turtles game, I feel like that's the best style for it. But the one thing that I have to say is going to be pretty weird only playing one of the Turtles. Now, I don't know if there is other characters outside of Mikey inside the comics that helps him along this journey to seek revenge, and if there is, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually play them as well. One of the things that I feel like I'm actually the most excited for is the gameplay. I'm just looking at how Mikey looks and seeing that he has all of his brother's weapons. I feel like that's going to be like a big part inside of the game. I just feel like switching between all the different weapons is just going to be so fun, and I feel like the combos for each weapon will be different. It's going to make the combat even more fun to play. And I propose a question: what is the one thing that you actually will want when it comes to this game? It could be gameplay wise, it can be story wise, etc. Something that I would definitely love to see if it is something that he does inside the comic is kill people. I'm just saying, there's no way he lose everybody that he loves, and he's not murking people left and right. I saw this part inside the comic that I actually don't know if it's true, if they were even adapted, and it's the fact that Mikey attempts to unalive himself. And I know that's a really strong topic, but I feel like something like that will really make the viewers a lot more connected to Mikey, and it makes the story a lot more emotional. I just really hope that this game is really good, because the last time I played a Turtles game was Tmnt Mutant in Manhattan. I really wanted to give it a try, and after I played a couple of missions, I didn't like it at all. And honestly, the last TMNT game that I actually didn't like was TMNT Smash Up. That game is basically if the 2007 Turtles came out with a Smash-like game. And when it comes to the last TMNT game that did come out, which I think is called Shredder's Revenge, I didn't get it, I didn't buy it. I wanted to get it, but at this point, I don't know if I'm still gonna get it. And I think the one before that was just a collection of older TMNT games. Now, bringing it back to the topic of the video, we actually do not know who's developing this game, and the sad news when it comes to this game is that the game is not coming out until the next few years. Even though I've been calling it a rumor this entire time, I'm sitting here forgetting the fact that Paramount actually came out on a blog and said it. But that's besides the point. Although the game is coming out in a few years, I wouldn't be surprised if they're coming along with the game, because honestly, if they had nothing going on with the game already, they wouldn't be announcing it or even talking about it. But one concern that I would definitely say that I have for this game is the fact that Paramount is actually developing this game with an unknown studio. And honestly, that is good and bad, because that game could either be Game of the Year or be the worst game that comes out the year it comes out. Because if we already knew who the developer is or the studio is, we can kind of get like an understanding of what type of games they have made inside the past, and if the games that they've made is either really good or even really bad, so that we don't have to really speculate, or we can already have concerns for the games, or we could just be extremely hyped because the game is made by someone that's made amazing games. Now, although I will say, even though it is hype hearing that we are getting a new TMNT game, especially in the style of God of War, people just need to keep the expectations low, because, well, we basically know nothing about the game other than the fact that it is being developed by an unknown studio, and that is going to be mostly inside the God of War style of game. And other than that, just a lot of people tend to just have their expectations through the roof, and I don't want people to have their expectations like that for something like this. So until then, we're just going to have to hold out and hope that the game actually is going to be developed well, and that the game is going to be fire. But as of right now, we have other Turtles content to consume, especially with the games that we already have, and on top of that, with the new movie that we're getting. I'm very excited when it comes to that movie. I love the animation. I love the fact that the Turtles are actually voiced by teenagers, even though I feel like Mikey and Donnie's voices are actually switched. And I've been seeing that there's a lot of hate when it comes to April's design, which I can understand if you just don't like the design, but I know a lot of people hate it just because she's bigger than other counterparts, and the fact that she's black, which I honestly find very stupid, because it's the multiverse. Every April's not gonna look the same, every April's not gonna sound the same. We quite literally had an April that had psychokinesis, and people was hating on the fact that she's bigger and that she's black. Like, I honestly honestly do not understand. But people's gonna think the way they think, and honestly, I cannot wait for this movie. I love the Turtles. The Turtles is my favorite cartoon, so any Turtles news is gonna make me any type of happy. So honestly, I cannot wait when it comes to this game. Can't wait when it comes to this movie. And then there's another show that comes out. I cannot wait for that to come out too. But when it comes to this announcement surrounding the last Ronin game, I feel like I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. I talked about gameplay that I wanted to see. I talked about story elements that I want to see, and it's pretty hard to talk about things that I really want to see when it comes to this, especially since I actually haven't read the comic. But I think that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notification. Until next time, Assassin out.
You never see it coming. You